We've done lots of awning and slide topper replacements over the years, and the reason we do that is because each make and model is a little bit different. A Dometic, a Carefree of Colorado, the technique is slightly different, and we want to put together a reference library that regardless of what model and make you have, we've done a video showing you the steps. So today we're going to do a Carefree of Colorado power awning that does not have a uniguard on it. That's the metal wrap that goes around it when it's closed. But today we're going to do something a little bit different. We have a special guest who's going to be turning the wrenches today. I want to introduce you to Christy of Tough Top Awnings. Hi, Christy.
Hi.
How are you today?
Good.
Are you all set to do this?
I'm ready.
She'll be doing the installation today with a little help from John and another special guest. Don't forget that RVgeeks viewers get 5% off Tough Top Awnings fabric by using the discount code RVgeeksRock, either on the website or on the phone. Don't forget to use that. Now, Christy is not an installer, but we're gonna see how she does. She's gonna make this look easy. I have every confidence. So you ready, Christy?
Yep, let's do it.
This old awning may look okay from a distance, but a closer inspection underneath reveals how the material has dried out and started to crack. The seams are tearing at critical points, and the threads that hold it together are breaking down. This popular model is one of the easiest awning replacements of all. Christy only needs a few tools and supplies to make it like new. 2 large zip ties, a flat blade screwdriver, a pair of snips to cut the zip ties, a cordless drill, and some silicone spray. She'll also be using a felt tip marker and, of course, a couple of sturdy ladders. Start by extending the awning about a foot, then loosely fasten one of the zip ties around each arm to hold them in place. Climbing one of the ladders, remove the set screw that holds the end of the fabric in place on the awning rail or gutter. Then remove the screws that hold the end cap to the roller, starting with the one that's more difficult to reach. There should be 2, directly opposite each other. When you come down off the ladder, have a helper climb up and hold the end cap onto the roller tube. This will prevent the tube from falling out of the cap while you're working on the other end. Climb the other ladder and repeat the same steps, first removing the set screw on the awning rail, and then both of the screws that hold the end cap onto the roller tube, again starting with the one that's more difficult to reach. The reason for that is so that you can easily remove the final screw while at the same time keeping a hand under the tube. This makes sure it doesn't fall when the last screw is removed. Both you and your helper should keep a hand on the roller tube to support it, just in case it slips out of the end cap before you're ready. While continuing to support the tube with one hand, pull the end caps off at the same time. Now you and your helper can slowly unroll the fabric while descending the ladders together. Then leave the roller tube hanging down at the bottom. If there's an extension at the end of the rain gutter on the side you'll be sliding the fabric off, you'll need to remove it. Using a flat blade screwdriver, gently spread the opening of the track to allow the new fabric to slide in without catching or tearing on the corners. Since the roller is hanging down, the track at the top of the tube is the one that the awning is slid into. Mark that track with an A for awning. Roll the tube toward you 1/3 of the way to the next track and mark it with the letter V for valance. This old awning doesn't happen to use both of the tracks, but your new Tough Top awning fabric will, and the letters will be covered by the end cap when you're done. Now you can remove the set screws that hold the material into the tube. There will likely be one at each end. With a helper holding the fabric at one end, slide the roller tube out the other side. Lifting the fabric up over the awning arm, pull it out of the rail. Depending on how old it is, you might need to tug a bit on it to get it loose. Pull it all the way out and say goodbye to that old material. Lubricate the entire length of the rail with silicone spray, moving the ladder along as needed. This makes it easier to slide the new awning into place. If the ends of the rail are sharp, you can use 2 small pieces of masking tape to cover them to prevent catching on the new fabric as you slide it in. Bring the new material up the ladder, keeping it up off the ground as much as possible. Insert the bead of the new awning into the track on the side of the RV and start sliding it into place. Have your helper or helpers feed the material up to you as you go. Once you get enough of it in, have a helper pull the end as you continue feeding from the front, helping it slide smoothly into place. Little by little, keep feeding it into the track as your helper on the second ladder continues to pull. Take your time and don't try to force things. The silicone should help it slide pretty easily. Feed it in until it's approximately centered between the 2 arms. Now spray the entire length of both the A and V tracks on the roller tube with silicone. This is where the A and the V come in. The A track is where the awning slides in, and the V track is where the valance slides in. The valance is the decorative flap that hangs out over the tube at the end of the awning. It can be a little tricky to get it started.
Okay, so you can push towards me.
Just take your time and carefully wiggle the beads into their respective tracks. Once you get the first foot or 2 of the tube onto the fabric, it's a breeze to get it the rest of the way on. Once it's started, firmly hold the end of the awning right at the roller and have your helper push the tube all the way in. Just take it slow, and if it catches, don't force it. Measure the ends of the roller tube so they stick out equally on both sides, adjusting as needed. Shimmy the entire awning left or right until the gap between each arm and the edge of the fabric is the same. With ladders in place at each arm, you and your helper, one of you at each end, can begin rolling the tube inward toward the RV. As it rolls up, carefully start your way up, holding the ladder with one hand and the roller in the other. Slowly climb the ladders together, rolling up the fabric as you go. When you reach the top, insert both ends of the tube into the end caps. While your helper holds their end in place, use the cordless drill to reinstall the screws into the tube, starting with whichever one is easier to reach. Once you're done securing the first cap, install the 2 screws in the second end cap, again starting with whichever one is easier to reach. Now cut both zip ties off the arms. Extend the awning fully and confirm that it lays perfectly flat and square. If not, pull the fabric slightly left or right at the roof rail as needed. Once it lays flat, roll the awning all the way up to confirm that the arms line up and close correctly. The final step is to reinstall the set screws at the end of the awning rail or gutter to prevent it from shifting, and reinstall any gutter extension you removed. All that's left is to enjoy your beautiful new awning, which will surely last a lot longer than the original.
So, how was it?
Easy.
Easier than you thought?
Yeah, much easier.
Now, you've helped with a couple of installations before, is that right?
Just a couple, yeah.
But you've never kind of spearheaded it and done the major wrench turning, right?
Nope.
So, Not a big deal?
Not a big deal.
You'd recommend that someone who's got a couple of ladders and a couple of friends and even a modicum of DIY skills could probably do this?
Definitely.
I thought you did a good job.
Thanks.
Thank you so much. Ah, the heck with that. Give me
Whenever you're ready, just push the button and start walking.